In this neighborhood on Cleveland's southeast side, nearly 1 in 4 kids suffers from childhood asthma. But if you take a 10-minute drive northwest to a neighborhood like Tremont, and the childhood asthma rate drops to 5 to 7%. This map from the Cleveland Department of Public Health shows the disparities in asthma rates citywide.
So we are far exceeding the national average for asthma, but that is not felt evenly across all of the city of Cleveland.
Cleveland's Chief of Air Pollution Outreach, Christina Yoka, says her team is working with residents in problem neighborhoods to identify why these health disparities are taking place. And now they're proposing updates to Cleveland's air quality laws for the first time since 1977.
So we're taking the approach of something called cumulative impacts. So this is where you look at all of the industry, you look at all the environmental factors, you look at vulnerable data, so that could be population, it could be age, it could be a multitude of factors, and you see for residents that are living in certain city neighborhoods, how do all of those factors come together and impact their health?
The proposed updates would impose stricter regulations on industries with facilities in the neighborhoods facing the poorest health outcomes. If those facilities exceed a certain level of pollution, they'll face further permitting requirements. Yoka says that can mean requiring businesses to complete a plan that outlines how they intend to address specific concerns.
Under certain cases, they might have to do a full-on health impact assessment. A health impact assessment requires them to go out into the community, get community feedback, and develop a risk analysis. Who's at risk and what impact could this have on the community? And then that report also needs to include how did they address community concerns in their new proposal.
Annette Irby, a Cleveland resident in a high-risk neighborhood, says her house is near a highway with traffic that kicks up dust and a steel yard. She says she and her grandson, who lives nearby, both have asthma. While Irby plans to move soon, she's glad to learn public health officials are working to create cleaner air, because she says she doesn't want more kids to suffer like her grandson has.
It just ain't right. I hate to see any kid go through stuff like that.
Yoka says she knows the new standards will be difficult for industry and businesses to adjust to if they pass, but she's hopeful they can work together to improve outcomes for everyone.
If residents are sick, that means they're not coming to work. If residents are sick, that means they're not purchasing your products. So when industry and community work together, that means that the industry can continue to produce the important things that they do.
In Cleveland, for Spectrum News, I'm Nora McEwen.